Hi, everybody that's already here. I see there's already quite some people joining in the room, and we will just wait a couple seconds more for other people to join as well. All right, now let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I see some familiar names right here. Good to see you again. And for those who don't know me yet, my name is Chris, and I'm the product marketer here at Pointerpro. And I'm very excited about the topic today and also to give you some inspiration. First of all, this webinar is ideal for consultants, coaches, and agencies that want to grow their business. So I guess everybody wants to achieve that. And if you're looking to scale your services, but you don't want to hire a lot more people, then you're in the right place. We will show you how to expand without significantly increasing your headcount cost. And also, second, this session is perfect for basically every professional service provider that are aiming for more stable and predictable revenues. If you're interested in turning your expertise into standardized and repeatable products, we will guide you through the process of productizing and packaging your services. Before we get into the serious stuff, I want to share some stories. Once upon a time, in the early 1800s, there were harbors buzzing with ships and sailors, and they were all set for their risky adventures. Back in the time, they had to deal with storms, pirates, and all kinds of unpredictable dangers that could threaten their ships and cargo. That's why, in order to protect themselves, the sailors and merchants, they gathered at the Lloyd's of London. It was a busy coffee house back then. And right at the place, they met to discuss and find ways to safeguard their ships and goods. Later on, Lloyd's became a hub for smart ideas and business deals. One of the good ideas that came out was the agreements and the policies that outline the coverage and the premiums for the ship owners when they are facing the risks of the sea. Initially, these agreements, they were drafted on a case-by-case basis, but then over the time, because they want to serve more customers, they evolved into standardized insurance products. And these products provided financial protections against dangers like storms, shipwrecks, and piracy. It also gave the ship owners peace of mind. And actually, this was one of the first examples of turning a service into a product. So from this story, you can see it shows that productizing your services is not like entirely new concept. It's about making one-time services into standardized products that can be sold easily and to a wider audience. As consultants and coaches, we can learn from this idea and productize your services so that you can reach more people and grow your business. And exactly in this webinar, we will explore how Pointerpro can help you achieve this, just like what they did back at Lloyd's in the time. Now let's come back to today. What can we learn from the past to apply to our modern business practices? First of all, we need to align on what the service productization actually is. Overall, in general, service productization turns unique and one-off services into standardized and repeatable products so that you can efficiently and serve and effectively serve a wider audience and scale your business operations. The concept of service productization has been evolving over the years as well. So initially, the professional service providers, they began packaging their services into standardized offerings. They create a clear list of services, and they started billing their customers by project instead of by hour. Later on, as the subscription model for software gained popularity, some service providers, they also started to catch up. They added monthly recurring payments on top of their standardized offerings. However, time is always a constraint when it comes to delivering services to your customers. Whether it's a standardized offerings or subscription-based services, at the end of the day, it still requires a lot of headcount cost and all the man hours to serve all your customers. And that's when the businesses, they began thinking about transforming their knowledge and expertise into tangible products. And this whole transformation allows for greater scalability and also better efficiency. And it enables you to reach more customers without having to hire a lot more people. So why should service providers look into productization? It's often about improving the efficiency and also saving the time, as well as giving yourself a peace of mind. In the first concept right here, starting by having more consistency and setting clear expectations, this results in less time that you have to spend with your customers on aligning the scope of the project. Because then the customers can book a call only when they understand, they know what you can offer is relevant for them. And also, on the other hand, you can have a clear discussion and set the expectations. Next up, the subscription-based service packages. Is it always necessary to use the subscription model? Well, it's not necessarily all the case, but there are definitely some benefits that you can consider. A subscription model can make your revenues more predictable, and it streamlines the whole billing and communication process so that it reduces the need to keep constantly chasing the payments. I've also seen some brilliant examples where the companies, they use a project management tool like Trello or some tools that are specifically designed for agencies and consultants to create like a customer portal so that you can make the communication with your customers better, smoother, and easier. Plus, there are some upsell opportunities as well. If the customers regularly work with you and they're very satisfied, they want to upgrade to a higher package. On the other hand, in the case when you have multiple services that you can give advice to, having a long-term relationship with the customer also gives you an opportunity to cross-sell other services to these customers. And I will show you some examples later on. Finally, creating resellable products. And this is something that we've been seeing quite a lot in recent years as well. This method increases the scalability of your business by packaging your expertise into products and distributing them through different channels. You can build up your overall brand authority and at the same time reaching a wider audience. So that was about the ideas, but how do they actually look like in practice? Let's take a look at some real examples. Here you can see an example of a marketing consulting firm, showcasing a list or even a detailed sub-list. In this list, the customers will be able to decide if these services are relevant, if they want to book a call, and to discuss their needs further. The same situation goes for web development agencies, consulting firms as well. So right here, you can see a clear list of their services to help the prospect discover and book a call. And I believe most of you are already doing this. Next up, some agencies and also consulting businesses, they start packaging their services into a subscription-based model. A well-known example is DesignJoy. DesignJoy is a design agency that offers a flat monthly subscription fee for unlimited design requests. But in the base package, you can only request one design at a time. But in case you're very satisfied and you have more requests that you want them to work on, you can also upgrade to a higher package so that you can work on 2 or more design requests at the same time. And this is the upselling opportunity that I was talking about. This same model can be applied to marketing agencies, development agencies, or basically any other professional services providers as well. This allows the customers to outsource some projects on a monthly basis. And when it comes to resellable products, ebooks are actually quite a typical example. They help build your brand authority, and also it extends your reach to channels that you might have not considered otherwise. With publishing tools on Amazon Kindle and Rakuten Kobo, it seems like making your ebook is actually getting quite easier nowadays. And right here on the screen, you can see an example of an ebook from one of our customers. Next to the ebooks, you can also have assessments and reports online to give further advice. If you enjoy sharing and teaching, you can also create online courses. With platforms like YouTube, Udemy, and Teachable, you can create your courses quite easily. So on this kind of platforms, you can offer fundamental knowledge in these courses to attract your prospect to your professional services once they're interested. And of course, you can have different levels of courses on these platforms as well as products. Lastly, since this is a webinar from Pointerpro, we have to mention assessments and reports. So overall, by offering auto-generated reports to your customers after they take your assessment, and this provides immediately the personalized advice. This is a prime example of productization as well. In this method, it not only benefits your customers, but also it saves you a lot of time, allowing you to focus on enhancing your own service offerings and boosting your business operations instead of spending all your time crunching response data and manually making individual reports every time you get a new prospect or a new customer. So now we've talked about the 3 productization concepts, and hopefully they inspire you. And right here, I want to give you a quick recap. So as you can see on the screen here, the 3 concepts, they have different levels of productization, and they come with different levels of scalability as well. Since the goal is to serve a wider audience without significantly increasing the headcount cost, so why don't we start by thinking and creating your own resellable products? So now, how do you actually productize and scale with Pointerpro? There are actually quite some options. First of all, in the assessment that you build in Pointerpro, you can set up paywalls. The respondents, they will be asked to do the payments before they can access your assessment. So on the screen right here on the right-hand side, you can see an example built in Pointerpro. So the respondents, they need to do the payments first before they can do the whole assessment. Alternatively, you can also put a paywall right after they take the assessment and before they can download this report. This creates a stronger incentive because they already finished the assessment, and most of the time they are quite curious about the result and also the advice that you can give them. Secondly, if you have multiple products or assessments, you can also build a web shop. You can connect your web shop with the assessments that you build in Pointerpro. With Zapier and Make integration, you can connect Pointerpro assessments easily to web shop platforms easily. And on the screen right here, you can see some examples of the web shop platforms that you can connect. Lastly, if you want to take your online shop to the next level, you can think about creating a certification and resale program. And how does it actually work? You can think about it like this. So with a certification and resale program, you're not just one single coach with your own assessment. You're actually building your own brand authority. In this method, you're inviting other coaches to go through your certification program. Once they're certified, they can go to your online shop, purchase a number of assessments that they want to use. Either they want to resell it or to incorporate this assessment in their service offerings. At the same time, you're not just boosting your brand and reach, you're creating a ripple effect. Your expertise and your brand is going to be shared across different channels and build your own recognition across different distribution channels. So overall, what role does Pointerpro play in helping you with different aspects of your business? So now let's take a look at the typical customer journey, something that you're already very familiar with. First of all, from the perspective of from a productivity perspective, it all starts with somebody on your website, and you're probably already doing this. You create a free assessment, and to trigger their interest, You ask for contact information to capture the lead. Later on, if they convert and become your customers, you have other assessments to evaluate their needs. So instead of having a lot of phone calls, video calls to collect the requirements, you can have customer intake assessment to gather these requirements, which helps you to shorten the time required and also to shorten the customer onboarding process. And now we're adding productization to the picture. In addition to using Pointerpro to boost productivity, you can also productize your assessments and digitalize your advice delivery process right next to all the other services that you're offering. So you can see Pointerpro is not only a productivity tool, but also a productization tool that you need for your consulting, coaching, and professional services business. And you remember the other ideas that we just talked about? Next to the assessments in the customer journey that we just looked at, you can also create on-demand assessment that your customers can directly purchase on your landing page. You never know. Sometimes the customers might not be ready to directly convert and purchase your services, but on the website, they can purchase your on-demand assessments or just purchase them on your web shop. So think about it. If there's a broad spectrum of services that you can get advice to, you can definitely create a web shop to showcase and sell these assessments and reports. At the same time, you can still offer your other services to build up your social proof for the on-demand assessments and also to build up your overall brand authority. And definitely there might be some interesting opportunities for cross-selling. Before we finish this webinar, I want to circle back to the A's of Pointerpro. So if you're currently on the reporter plan, which is on the third stage right here, advice, you can already set up the paywalls for your assessments and reports and also connect to the web shops. On the other hand, if you're looking to distribute your assessments across different channels, let's say the example where we talk about the certification and resale program, then you would need to contact our team to find more information on the distributor plan, which is the fourth stage on the screen, assign and attract. All right, that's the topic for today. And I see we still have some time for some Q&As. So feel free to send your questions to the chat. Also, please remember that we will also upload this video to YouTube. If you go to the Pointerpro YouTube channel, you will see a playlist called Pointerpro Academy. In this playlist, we're uploading all the past webinars that we have done. So feel free to take a look. And if I cannot answer your question right away right here, I will make sure to find the answers and respond to you. And at the same time, you can always send a question to the chat. So Neil has a question, can the professional services team help with setting up the productization? So definitely, actually, if we go back to the previous slides that we just talked about, in every stage, you can also always involve our professional services team. Let's say you want to create the free assessments or you want to create multiple assessments and reports that you want to put on your landing pages or connect to your web shop. This is all this kind of services that our professional services team can offer. So they can help you set up your assessments, they can help you set up your reports and also connect to the web shops. Great. I see Danielle is typing. Okay, Danielle has a question here. I have reached out for help in the chat box on the website and have not received guidance. Is there a better way to reach out? So yeah, at the same time, if you send a message to the chat box, you can also send an email to support@pointerpro.com. And I will personally go back to check the chat box to see if I can find somebody to connect with you. Is that okay for you? No problem. Thank you. All right. Does anybody else has any question? So later on, here on the screen, you can see you have my email address. If you have any other questions or some other ideas that you want to discuss about productization, you can always reach out to me or send an email to anybody that you know from Pointerpro. All right, thank you. We will see you next time. Bye bye.